Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2022 as we continue our Journeyman Glory Hunter run with CURZON ASHTON in the Vanarama National North. We've played quite a few games since the last episode. I think three cup games during that time. I would say overall mixed results. I mean, it's going to look good when I show you the schedule in a moment, but I'm saying mixed because most of the good stuff is the cup games. So let's get into the episode. All right, here we are looking at the schedule. The last game you guys saw was this 5-1 stomping of York. We then went up against Brackley and lost, and the goal that they had was just like ridiculous. It's like, how did they score that? Should have been a draw at the end of the day, but we didn't play well, quite frankly. We did not. I think it should have been a draw. We probably deserved the loss, all things considered, considering how poorly we played compared to how we've been playing. But definitely kind of a hard loss to take. I definitely felt like it should have been a draw. We then went up against Kidderminster. We drew the away leg, and then we won the home leg 2-0, as you can see here. The away leg, we had a goal from McKay and a goal from Richards. The home leg, we had a goal from Knowles and a goal from Thomas. And that actually pushed it on to, obviously, the third round of the FA Trophy, which you can see down here. We'll go ahead and, let's go ahead and jump up ahead to that one real quick. Just finish that off. We won this one 2-1. We did get a pair of goals from McKay and a own goal. No, sorry. Is that an own goal? No. Missed penalty. There we go. Missed penalty from Knowles. I was gonna say that doesn't look like an own goal. Missed penalty from Knowles there, unfortunately, to give us the 3-1 win. But who cares? We won 2-1. That's all that we needed. Job well done. And we move on to play Chelmsworth here, or Chelmsworth. They're currently 15th in the Vanarama South, so definitely have our chance to do good and continue in the FA Trophy, if that matters. If nothing else, it's money, and we kind of go from there. We then look at the back to the league. We did go up against Alfreton here, beat them 3-0 with a hat trick from Knowles. I mean, how many hat tricks has he had this year? He got a penalty and a couple proper goals. We then went up against Hereford. This one also should have been a draw. They scored in the 90th minute. Very, very disappointing to see them score against us. But basically, every time we scored, they answered. We scored in the 35th. They scored in the 39th. We scored in the 42nd. They scored in the effectively 47th minute, 2 minutes into first half overtime, or extra time, I should say. And so very, very evenly matched throughout the whole game. And then they just picked up that last goal at the end. It was just very sad to see. We did get a goal from Wilson and a goal from Thomas. Both of our strikers, very silent. Very silent in this game. Actually, we only had one of our main strikers. McKay was actually sitting out resting for this game because he was not feeling too good. So maybe that's part of it, but I think we played well enough for a draw, and they just kind of got a little lucky there at the end. And that's it. So, like I said, it looks good because we did have 3 wins and a draw, but if you look at just the league itself, we've only got 1 win and 2 losses. So, not so great on that side of things. That being said, if you looked at the top of the screen, you probably can already see we are currently in 4th place in the league and only 2 points off of 1st place. So we're in there. I mean, we as badly as I felt like we did in those last 3 games, it apparently didn't make that much of a difference. We're in there. So still a lot to play for and a lot of potential for us to continue to do some good stuff this season. Knowles is still currently number 1, 7 goals above the number 2 spot. Knowles is also number 1, as with Richards number 2 in average rating. And then, of course, Knowles is number 1 in Player of the Match award. So Knowles is absolutely just dominating this year, doing a great job, and we would not be where we're at without his amazing play, to be fair. Other than that, let's see. There haven't been any transfers or anything like that, right? Let's see. Yep, Connor Barrett's the only one that's been in here. Excuse me, the Yawns. It's Football Manager. What can I say? And so, as you can see, the nothing since him. I did try to get, I think, a couple loanies that they ended up turning me down. So they wanted money for him, basically. And I don't want to pay for a loanee. If I can get a loanee for free, I'll bring him in. I don't want to pay for one. I do feel like we need at least a couple more players just for some rotation, but nothing super, super urgent. I can be a little bit patient. As far as finances, honestly, our finances are great right now. We started the year back here in July at, what is that, about 39,000 probably. Actually, does it say on the right hand side? 33,000, 33.5 thousand. We did dip around a little bit, as you can see, and then we've just bumped up big time in November and December. And maybe some of that's the cup games, some of that's other things going on. Maybe the fans are starting to show up because they're seeing how good we're doing. But overall, our balance is looking pretty good. Current projection is to be negative, but not by a super significant margin. And we're still being pretty careful with the wage budget and obviously with the transfer budget still sitting there. Scouting budget, still got money in it as well. I'm trying to be very careful. I'm only scouting people that I really think that might have a chance of coming on board. Anybody who just looks like maybe not so much. I'm not just going out of my way to scout everybody. So I'm trying to be very conservative with that as well. But yeah, overall club vision, we're out on A-, looking pretty good there. Oh, I did finally get to start on a coaching course. Where would I see that? Where would I see my own information? Maybe just here. Studying for a National C license. So I finally got a coaching course thing going on. So hopefully that will help us out. We can get some of those moving along. Other than that, that is it. Yep, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and jump into this game. We're playing Southport today, who is currently ranked, where are they? 19th. So hopefully we can get a good early win in this first game before we go up against a pretty tough game against Chorley here. Currently 5th, so they are technically one spot below us, but we know that Chorley is going to be a pretty good team to play against. So we shall see what we can do. But yeah, let's start things off with a game against Southport here and hopefully get a win. Here's the team we're bringing today. We got Renshaw in goal, Wilson on the left, Barrett on the right, Flowers and Richards in the middle. Guys, what is with the yawns today? I apologize. I could cut those out, but why? It seems to be my thing now. I yawn during Football Manager and pretty much no other game. I think if you go look at all my games in on my channel, there's maybe once or twice I've yawned on any other game. It's always Football Manager, and I have no explanation. I love Football Manager. Hopefully I've got some energy, and I'm excited. So it's not because I'm just tired. I just yawn. Maybe it's the lights. I think I've heard that lights can make you yawn. But anyway, currently Waters has been out for a bit because he's just been injured for a while. So we do have Wilson in there. I wish Brad Bood was not also injured because he's only still only rated 2 stars. We brought him in early in the season, but he has been just every single time the under-18s play. Brad Bood is just how amazing he's been playing. I mean, you can see right now, last 5 games, 7.26 rating. Although I'm not sure why it's not showing his average rating, because that's not our. I would say that's only showing like first team ratings, but he hasn't played in first team. So unless he played during preseason, that's all that's showing. Let's go here. Can it show here? 7.13, and so that's pretty good. I mean, he's above a 7. He's been playing really, really well. I think he's going to develop into something nice for us, and we shall see. But thankfully, Wilson can move over. We were supposed to be giving Flowers some extra time anyway, so bringing him in alongside Richards should not be a problem. All right, let's jump into this and see if we can get things going. I will just call out, just for the record, just to be open and honest, I have been simulating all of the FA Cup games, for the record. I'm taking advantage of that. Like, I don't have all day to sit here and try to burn through all the in-between games. So I've just been simulating those because they don't really matter that much. Possible I could have done better. Possibly I would have done worse if I'd actually been playing them. But I figured I'll set the team up, simulate it, move on, and only play the league game because those are the ones that I only really care about right this moment. Sure, whatever. We'll tell people to play good because they're being praised by the press. I mean, it's the same thing if I was at the top level teams where, let's say I was playing, a Premier League team or something like that, and we've already won the cup and we just need to win the league, or vice versa. I would probably simulate the opposite games there as well, because if I only need to get one of the 2 things, I don't need to waste my time and it lets me get more episodes in. Let's put it that way. We get an early goal from Jack McKay. I was not expecting a goal this quickly, hence why I was talking through it. Let's watch this again. Curran pushing up the ball. I think he gets it over to Knowles first, doesn't he? He's going to cross it over to... Nope, Lussey. Lussey gets it to McKay, and McKay kicks it in, it looks like. And there we go, up 1-0 on Southport. But as expected, we should be going up on Southport. That is the expectation. I thought for a second that was going to go in, but it was just a weird angle. All right, Knowles pushing the ball up. He almost getting blocked by his own player. In fact, I think he did kind of slow him down a little bit. Knowles does get the ball back, gets it back to McGuckin, up to McKay. McKay gets it back to McGuckin. McGuckin, weirdly, let me watch this play real quick. McKay, over to Knowles. Oh, there we go. 26th goal of the season. McGuckin I've been playing him as a DLP pretty much every single game. I think I played him as a advanced playmaker once just to be a little bit more aggressive. But every other game, DLP, and his team keeps coming out to me, why are you not playing him in a preferred role of a DLP? And I'm like, but I am playing him as a DLP. Have you not been watching the games? And it's funny because I'm like, I do actually select the answer that says, I have been playing him as a DLP. And then the manager literally says, oh, well, I haven't really been having the time to pay attention. I'll trust you. And I'm like, well, then why did you bring it up? It was pretty humorous, to be honest. Knowles with his 27th goal of the season, second goal of the game. And our two strikers are showing up and giving these fans a show, quite frankly, which these fans do deserve. They have come out, they've rooted this team on back when they thought this team was relegation maybe not relegation favorites, but relegation battle favorites potentially, because they were definitely down there. I think number 19, 20, something like that was the preview. And we have definitely overachieved. And these fans definitely deserve to see us get in there and do what we do. Barrett with the ball, throwing it into Thomas, back to Barrett. Barrett, I've been pretty happy with Barrett so far. I mean, he hasn't been like lights out outstanding, but he's been consistent. He's been consistent, and he's been pretty good overall. So he's definitely been a good pickup for us. Hopefully he can continue to develop into something even better as time goes on. And I say develop, I mean, we do have to worry about development. I don't know how long we're going to be, I don't want to say stuck, because I'm obviously having a lot of fun with this. I don't know how long we're going to be at CURZON ASHTON. We don't want to be here forever. We want to jump up as much as possible. Ideally, we'd like to leapfrog. We want to skip the Vanarama National entirely and get right into league play. But McKay with these guys are just putting on an absolute show. Oh, I love it. I love it when things work out the way you want them to work out. Knowles getting the ball, heads it down to Cran. Cran pushes it up to McKay. McKay gets past the defense, and boom. Oh, it's so... Football Manager is so much fun when things work out. I mean, it's still fun when things don't work out, in the sense that I still want to play. But, oh, can it get so frustrating? Oh, we gave one up. Oh, that's so... Oh, no. So sad. That's all right. It's unfortunate. Cost the goalkeeper his clean sheet, but he's been playing well. The team's been playing well. I'm not going to be mad at him. Oh, man, look at those 5 fans on the other side. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Football Manager... Okay, maybe frustrating is not the right word. It's frustrating when you play really, really well and still lose. That, I'm sure every single one of you who plays Football Manager can agree. Those are frustrating moments. When you know you've got a good plan, you've got the right people in, it looks like everything's going your way except the scoreboard. And you're just like... And sometimes you're like, do I change anything or not? Because, I mean, if you're playing well, I guess you just don't change anything. You just chalk that up to, you know, a bad luck. It's really bad when that happens multiple times. And you're like, wait, what's going on? We're playing well. We just can't score. Now, if you lose because, quite frankly, you deserve to lose, I don't know if that's frustrating. It's just, you know, it's a working point. It's something to continue to build on and things like that. So I think most of the time, Football Manager is quite fun and quite a challenge to play around with. But definitely can have its frustrating moments. But yeah, I actually like CURZON ASHTON. Honestly, just from what I've seen already, CURZON ASHTON would be a fun team to play as a save. If you're looking for a save, I don't know if you can repeat the exact stuff that I'm doing right here, but I mean, there you go. CURZON ASHTON's got some decent players. I've only brought in a couple players, and they've got some decent players. I mean, Knowles was already here, and you see how well he's done. So CURZON ASHTON might be a good save just to play and continue on from there. Now, obviously, that's not the purpose of our save, but I could definitely see sticking around with CURZON ASHTON for quite a while and seeing how far they can get. I mean, they're currently semi-pro too. That's that extra challenge because you can definitely get semi-pro teams out of the North and the South. It definitely starts to get harder when you get into the National League, the Vanarama National kind of proper, because you are playing with a lot more professional teams, and you don't always have the money or the backing from the board to turn that team professional. And so a lot of times, and this is just my experience, and I haven't played near as much as a lot of other people. Probably some of you guys have played way more than I have even. But a lot of times what I've seen is that it's really hard to get that professional go until you get into um, the Sky Bet League. And so, which I think you have, I think it's mandatory, right? And maybe I got it completely wrong, but I think it's mandatory in the Sky Bet once you get into that, but it is not mandatory in Vanarama National proper. And if I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me, but I think that's the case. I think you can still be semi-pro in there, and then you don't get to go pro until you go Sky Bet. And then it's hard. For one, you have to go pro, and then you're having to pay all these people contracts, or a lot of times, and you just don't have the money. You start getting down on money. You've got to build a stadium at some point. I forget which one of those levels you have to build a stadium at, and it can be hard. It's been a while since I've actually played I'm sorry, I'm talking through this, but I just feel like, we can go ahead and play while I'm talking through this. Yeah, sure, whatever. But anyway, it's the last time I really played a full start at the Vanarama National North or South. I think it was North, actually. It was North, and worked my way up. Was I played a game with Salford, or Salford, however you say it, and I pushed them all the way up to, I want to say, Skybet Championship, but this was not a YouTube game. This was like my own personal save. Funny thing is, Salford City has actually basically done what I did in that, I think it was, I want to say it was 2019, 2018, 2019. It was whatever the year before I started doing YouTube with Football Manager. Or maybe it was the same year that I did the first one, but I was doing an offline save as well. And their real life, they've done just almost the same thing. Because I think they're in League One or Championship right now. They're up there, and they've gone up almost every single year. So it's kind of funny to see that. I didn't even know who they were. I've never heard of them. I just thought their logo was kind of cool. It was a lion. It looked cool. That's why I picked it. And then they've actually done some really cool stuff since then. It's been pretty cool to see. So, I don't watch English football on TV or anything like that. I don't really watch a lot of sports on TV these days. I used to watch a lot of American football, basketball, all that kind of stuff. I watch the baseball during the World Series. Usually it's usually when I pay attention. I don't watch hockey so much, but I'd like to get into some of that back again. The only reason I don't watch American sports, if I were to be completely honest, and I'm not trying to get into a discussion of right, wrong, or whatever. It's one thing started getting really political when all your basketball players, all your NFL players were getting very political about everything, and it no longer was about sports. And this is what 2-3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now. So I stopped. I almost cold turkey, honestly. I just didn't want to see it. I was like, I'm here to watch sports. I'm not here to watch your political opinions. If you want to have your political opinions outside of the game, I guess, then I can at least ignore that. But I don't want to see your political opinions during a football game. It's just not what sorry. And again, I defend the right for people to have opinions, just in the proper place, in my opinion. And that is my opinion. But so that's kind of when I stopped watching it. So it is what it is. And if you agree with people having political statements during sporting matches, more power to you. I'm not arguing that you're wrong or anything like that. That's just I just didn't enjoy it anymore. It just got very old, especially the announcers would get involved and stuff like that. It just got old. I didn't want to see it. I saw enough politics day to day on the news, and that was enough for me. But wow, we're actually giving up a couple goals. I'm going to be a little bit careful here, but I think we're going to be okay. But anyway, I would like to get into sports again, kind of watch some sports again. So maybe some sort of European football of some sorts, and maybe, hey, Salford City, for no other reason than it was one of the very first Football Manager saves I did, might be a fun one to play around. You know what? I'm just for giggles. I'm going to bring in another goalkeeper. Give him a couple minutes here, 10 minutes at the end of the game. Now, if he gives up 2 goals at the end and we draw, I deserve it, but we'll see. Well, they might be able to score one right here. They did. Poor guy. I mean, I don't think we're going to lose. And maybe it was bad for me to bring him in because, hey, there's some goal diff. But, hey, our goalkeeper was actually playing pretty poorly. Give him a chance. And unfortunately, poor guy hasn't played all season. And there you go. There's the result. All right, cool. They didn't go back and draw it. That would have actually been completely my fault. Not his fault at all. You can't bring a goalkeeper in cold like that. But I was like, hey, 2 goals left. A 2-goal lead with 10 minutes left. Surely he can hold on. But yeah, it was a nice job overall. I mean, we gave up some goals. CURZON ASHTON, 2 points behind Gateshead. We're getting there, guys. We're up there. Sure. We gave him whatever. A premier. He deserved it. He'd been sitting on the bench, not complaining one bit. He actually might be a pretty good goalkeeper in the long run. Coran was great. A couple assists. All right, we'll be right back for game number 2 against Chorley, who is now, they're still 5th at the moment. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. I did have to go look up Salford because I was curious. They're only in Skybet League 2. I say only. Which is a little bit lower. I think I had actually gotten them at least to League 1 or the championship in my save. But I think the thing that I was thinking of is that only 7 years ago, they were down in League 8, right? And then they got promoted, and they got promoted. And then they were here in the North for a season, and then they got promoted, and then they got promoted. And then they've been here in League 2, for a couple seasons now. But they're supposedly they're looking relatively good. Now, does that mean they're going to win? I don't know. I mean, I can't say that. They got 8th place last season. We'll see what happens this season. Sorry for bumping the mic. That's pretty. There's not a lot of teams that can say, that kind of trajectory. That is a Football Manager trajectory, and this is a real life. This is real life. This is what they've done. So it's pretty impressive to see something like that, and it's pretty fun actually from a Football Manager fan to see an actual real life team do something kind of Football Manager. Anyway, here's the team we're bringing today. We got Renshaw in Go, Waters on the left, Wilson and Richards in the middle, Barrett on the right hand side. Mahon is on the left, coming in for Coran, who's a little bit tired. This game is actually 2 days after that last game, so we only had one day of rest in between. We're going to try to do the best we can with them, and Daly in the midfield because, again, people are having to sit because they are tired, and Thomas on the right-hand side. Knowles and McKay, Thinkler, 2 strikers, holding up the front still, although, again, we've got to keep an eye on their fitness. I do want to bring in somebody. Actually, I think Coran can play technically as a striker, or if necessary, we can bring him in as a shadow striker and go 4-4-1-1 if we need to sit one of our main strikers. Okay, cool. Let's go with this and get into this game. This is going to be a tough one with everybody being as tired as they are coming into this game. Honestly, as poorly as that last game kind of ended, I'm actually not super hopeful for this game, but we've already got 3 points on the episode. I'd like to at least get a point off of this one, but it is an away game. Boys are tired. We'll see what happens here, obviously. All right, we're getting an early highlight currently for us. It looks like it's going to immediately switch back over to a Chorley highlight, though, unless we're about to get this one back. We are with him with the ball. Daly now with the ball. Haven't seen a lot of Daly. With him back over to Waters on the left-hand side. Waters over to Wilson. Wilson gets to Richards. Richards playing so well this season. Barrett now picking up the ball, pushing up this right-hand side. Gets to Thomas. Thomas trying to get over here, trying to get across. McKay is there, over the bar. We got it to him. He got his head on it. Just not quite on target. All right, getting a quarter kick coming in from Waters. McKay is there. Oh, another over the bar. I mean, he got it. He got on it. That's what we want to see. Just needs to get a little bit more accurate with those headers. So far, we're playing fairly well. I mean, obviously, I'd like to get a score on the board, but until this play right here, it looked like we were holding Chorley pretty well. Okay, we still are. That's good. Well, halftime 0-0. Like I said, I think I'd accept a draw for sure. I think that would, 4 points on the episode would not be a bad turn of a result, especially considering how good Chorley is. We know Chorley is good. Their striker was the only one that was even close to ours for a while there. I don't know if he's still second, but we definitely know he's a good striker. So we'll see what he does here. Oh, I should have done a substitute already. Sorry, boys. Why is it the guys that are more tired are also the ones that are playing the best? I mean, we got to try and get this win. So I'm going to bring in Don, I guess. Not super great. But, I mean, obviously that guy was not playing well anyway. We're going to get a free kick, I guess. McKay is not able to get that one on target. Come on, McKay. Do better, sir. I might actually, McKay is really tired, although he's been playing relatively well. I might have to bring in Moran here in a second. Barrett with the ball, though. Come on, guys. Gets it. Okay, McKay gets past the defenders. Still got a little bit of speed left in him. Is it going to be a penalty? Penalty awarded. Noel's able to get this one here. Let's get an untimed. Everybody can take a breather. Score right here. Oh, wait, he got it. I thought the goalkeeper blocked it. But it snuck through there. Oh, yeah, I thought he got his hands on it, but it was just out over his hands. All right, we'll take it. We'll take a goal like that. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, he's playing really well. He's also really tired. I think I leave him on just a little bit longer. Try to hold on to this. We'll bring Karan in. If I bring him in here, I can't bring him in as a striker then. Oh, no. All right, we'll bring him in for Barrett. We're bringing Challoner in for Barrett. Challoner has been outstanding. Get some fresh legs on the defense side of things. We're going to drop down to balanced. I'm hoping that's not too passive here. And then we'll do a final sub, and I think we will. Yeah, he's just exhausted. We will go ahead and move McKay to this spot. We're going to grab McKay, bring Karan on for him, and make Karan a... Honestly, we'll make him an advanced playmaker on attack instead of a shadow striker. I don't think we actually have a playmaker on the field right now because I forget his name. Arloni. I can't remember the dude's name, and I don't want to say it wrong. Charlie's going to have a chance here, though. Come on, guys. Come on. No. Oh, a little scary there. Hold on for just a couple more minutes, guys. I mean, pretty evenly matched on shots. I mean, they didn't have as many on target. Obviously, the RXG was way better. We had one clear-cut chance. Possession was quite, a decent amount in our favor. We had more corners. Fouls are about the same. Offsides were similar. I mean, there were some similar stats there, but we definitely, I do feel like, played better, deserved the win, and all is well. So good. I mean, going up against the number 5 team and getting a win, pretty good. And as of right this second, Gloucester does have 2 games in hand, which could give them as many as 40 points if they won both. But other than that, we are the current, I mean, hey, for the moment, we are the number 1 team in the league. And this is the halfway mark. As of this game, I think, right? Because this is December. We're basically right at the halfway mark. We are officially number 1. I don't know if I thought that at the beginning of the season. I can't imagine that I would have predicted that at all. So even if it doesn't end that way, good first half of the season all around. So I'm pretty happy with that. McGuckin. I was going to say, I thought that's what it was, but I'm like, I know I'm saying something wrong here. But anyway. All right. Well, there we go, guys. Next game you guys are going to see is going to be after the turn of the new year, 2022. So we'll come down here for, I definitely want to show Chester. I'll probably just show Chester filed. I don't need to show the cup game or anything like that. I don't know if you guys really care. It's just money for us. I mean, if we get to the finals, I'll show it for sure. But up until then, it's just something to do. So I'm going to show probably the Chester and filed games because obviously filed being number 3, that's going to be a good game for us. And we'll go from there. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.